It's that time again. This is Theo Goodman from Degenbet.com. I'm going to check out the two events we've got back to back this weekend. UFC is going nonstop this month. And this weekend, we've got two events, and I'm going to bring you one pick from each event right here in the video. The first one is Talis Lattes against Christoph here, and I really don't understand why Lattes gets overlooked. I think that he's pretty. He has had trouble with the top level guys. He lost split decision against Bisping, and he lost against Musasi clearly, but he hung in there 3 rounds, and he went 5 rounds with Bisping, who is now the champion. And as we saw in his last fight, he still has that killer submission skills. He's a pressure fighter. He'll push forward a lot. And that's what Musasi took advantage of. And that is what gave Bisping a lot of trouble, actually. Some people thought that he actually won against Bisping. Anyway, back to this one. I think that Christoph is going to have trouble with his pressure here. And Christoph doesn't have a whole lot of KO power, even though his last fight was an epic knockout. I think that Lattes definitely has the advantage in the power department and in the submissions by far. So I think that Lattes is real dangerous here, and I think that he's going to get the win, and you get it over 1.5 right now. But for a favorite like this, I think that is definitely a good value. Right over here at Degenbet, we got the picks laid out for you, and we got the odds. And I also like Lattes via submission for 3.65 and Lattes win 1.57. All right, in the other card, the UFC Belfast card, I'm going to go with a women's fight on the prelims that I thought was pretty interesting. We got Anna Elmos from Denmark against Amanda Cooper. Amanda Cooper was on the tough season, and Anna Elmos made her debut in UFC Amsterdam and lost in the first round. And Cooper has had a lot of trouble too, and also has lost some fights. The interesting thing here that they are pretty evenly matched, and I think the odds show that. That's fair enough. But the interesting thing here is between their 7 pro fights together, none of them have gone the distance. So I'm going to go with the under 2.5 here. And both of them have shown it. I mean, okay, Anna lost her UFC debut in the first round. But in her fights outside the UFC, she's shown to get top position, end it via ground and pound or striking TKO. Cooper, the same. Cooper showed in the TUF house that she is aggressive. She does have power. And when she gets on top, she does go for ground and pound. So these are not really your typical wrestling decision or point striking fighters. So, and I think the odds are there. So let's go for it. I'm going to take under 2.5 rounds for 2.40. And like I said, none of their pro fights between them have ever gone the distance. So if it does go over, then that would be a first time for both of them. All right, those are the 2 picks for this card. I like a lot of the favorites on both of these cards. The odds are not that great, but I would encourage you to check out some of the prop bets. I think Musasi gets the job done, but on the other hand, Uriah Hall is on my do not bet list. It's just too unpredictable. So I would just say just skip that, or if you want, bet a random prop. Pearson Ray, I would lean Ray, but I don't know. Anyone could get that one, really. This heavyweight fight should be a lot of fun, but I don't have a pick with it. And, you go on from there. Marion, her odds are just not great right now. It's about 1.45. If her odds went up, I think that she'll definitely get the job done against Milana. But like I said, just keep your eyes out for that. Maybe on the 5 dimes reduced when that comes out, you can get a little bit better odds on here. Then you could check that out. I think that she's going to definitely get the job done. Let's check out the Brazilian card, the fight I picked. I think Bader gets the job done for sure, but again, the odds are just not really there. You could go -5.5 handicap. It still doesn't give you that great of odds though. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with that one, if anything at all. But I'm gonna take a look at props. Thomas Almeida is a heavy favorite here. I don't really see a way to bet it. This is a really interesting fight. I think this will probably go the distance. That's the only opinion I have, but that doesn't pay that great either. And so on. I mean, you got a lot of interesting fights here in the rest of the card as well. But I just wanted to touch briefly on those other fights. Man, this fight could go the over. I was leaning over 2.5 on this fight too, but odds are not that great. I might reconsider that. But a lot of these fights, I'm just going to have to go through and decide if I want to put anything on them, and if I want to go with which prop bet and how to bet it. But like I said, the main two picks I already gave. I want to thank you for watching. Check out degenbet.com. Also join us in the Telegram channel, telegram.me/sportsbet. We'll be talking about all these fights live, and we're talking about sports 24/7, 365. Talk to you next time.